Morning to you, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Appreciate you joining me here today. If you will, like, share, comment, and then we'll jump into the book of First Peter, chapter number 2, and beginning in verse 15, where we have these words: "Forsaking the right way, they have gone astray. They have followed the way of Balaam, the son of Beor, who loved gain from wrongdoing, but was rebuked for his own transgression. A speechless donkey spoke with a human voice and restrained the prophet's madness." Peter, as he does kind of really throughout this whole letter, is once again warning against false teachers. He says they have forsaking the right way. They're off the right road. They're on a road, but it's the wrong road. They're not on the only road. The Bible tells us again the only way is Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. And he says they have forsaken that. They have went astray, and the simple reason that he gives here for that straying is because of money, because of greed. And he uses Balaam here as an example. Go back in the book of Numbers if you want to read that whole story. I believe chapter about 22. You can read the story. He says, he tells us here, Balaam loved gain from wrongdoing. He didn't mind doing wrong. He didn't mind teaching wrong, preaching wrong, doing wrong, if it was profitable. And the story, just to summarize the story of Balaam and what went on, is that the king of Moab, Balak, he was getting afraid of Israel. He was afraid of how strong they were becoming, and so he sent for Balaam to come. Balaam was a diviner, is one of the words that's used for him. I don't just a false teacher, witch doctor even, because what he called him for was he called Balaam, and he wanted Balaam to put a curse on Israel. Again, Balak was afraid of him, but Balaam himself wouldn't even talk about it. He wouldn't go even have the conversation with Balak, but Balak continued to offer more, continued to up the price, continued to up his offer, offer power and position to Balaam, and finally, when the offer was more than Balaam could refuse, he gave in and he went. He agreed to go and to meet with the king. But along the way, as he was working his way there, God touched a speechless donkey, it says. And the donkey that Balaam was actually riding on, and the donkey called Balaam out, rebuked him, and called him out on his sin. He also would later be guilty of leading Israel into sin. And the point of the passage here is that Balaam is an example of a false teacher who was a worldly, possession-driven, greedy person. And because of that, he led himself and others into to sin. And we see that over and over again. We have throughout history. False teachers, they end up, may even not start that way, but eventually it gets to the point where they begin to pursue fame, fortune, acceptance, notoriety, in particular fortune, it seems like. And in doing so, the sad thing is they don't just bring destruction on themselves, but they lead others into destruction. So many people, it seems, are just enamored by some of these guys who have the flashy watches and cars and planes, and well, that must be a sign of God's blessings. Well, if I'll follow them, I'll be blessed too. That's the fame, the fortune is not what matters. The right way is what matters. That we're following teachers and preachers that preach the Word of God, the true Word of God, that we ourselves are not being deceived or not deceiving others, that we're cautious in our teaching, in what we believe, that we verify in the Word of God, so that our donkey doesn't have to correct us. How sad is that? That your theology is so bad that your donkey actually corrects you. Let's be careful in who we follow and how we lead. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.